Hi, my name is Carrie Taminia, and this video today is all about affirmations. You may already use affirmations in your own self-care practice, and if you do, that's great. I'm going to show you a slight adjustment you can make to your practice or your protocol to help make your affirmations even more powerful and more effective. If you don't yet use affirmations in your own self-care practice or in your daily routine, I want to have a chat with you about why you maybe should consider it. Oftentimes when people hear the word affirmations, they think it's kind of a fluffy woo-woo practice that us hippies and crunchy chicks do to make ourselves feel better, or to fake it till we make it. In actuality, our brains are kind of designed for affirmations to be effective. As human beings, we all have a function of our brain called the reticular activation system. And that part of our brain is what allows us to filter the input that is or is not important to us. If we didn't have this brain function, then we would walk around every day being overwhelmed constantly with sensory input and stimulation and information. We would literally go into overwhelm and not be able to function at any given moment. This function of our brain is what allows us to filter out the information or the sensory input or the stimulation that isn't important to us at any given moment. And it's what lets us absorb and focus on the information that is important to us. You may not have known that your brain had a formal function for that, but we've all experienced it. And one of the best examples of experiencing this system at work is when you have a conversation or you begin to think about a certain topic, and then you start to notice that topic or that object surrounding you when you wouldn't have before. So for example, a woman who is trying to get pregnant or focused on fertility will start to notice pregnant women with babies in strollers, much more than someone who doesn't notice those things. Or you may have had a conversation with your friend about your friend really wanting a blue car, and suddenly on your drive home you notice so many more blue cars than you ever would have noticed before. That is your brain at work. That is your brain at work bringing into your reality the things that you're focused on, helping you notice the objects of your attention. Using affirmations is a really clear way of making it clear to your brain that something is important to you, that you want to bring something into your reality. And when we use affirmations, not only does it communicate to that activation system that this is something that we're focused on, this is something that we want, but it allows us to begin to notice opportunities and instances and objects that can help reiterate and help us move toward that specific truth. The other thing that it does that I find really fascinating and really important is it creates what I like to call creative tension. The difference between where you are currently and where you would like to be creates tension. When we notice the space between us and our goal, it creates tension. And that tension is a really great tool that we can use as motivation and to spark creativity and innovation to get us from point A to point B. And when we use affirmations regularly, not only do they help raise our vibration, not only do they help us affirm what we want to be true, not only do they help us bypass that function of our brain that lets us filter out certain things, but it brings our attention, consciously and subconsciously, to the space between us and our goal. And that tension will bring opportunities into your life. When I do my affirmations, and this is the part that I want you to add in, if you already do use affirmations, you already are familiar with the benefits of affirmations, I always press or tap on what's called the gamut point. And the gamut point is an acupressure point that is between the knuckle of your pinky and the knuckle of your ring finger, right in this kind of like fleshy bit between those two bones. And you can use one or two fingers and just press there or you can lightly tap there if that's more comfortable for you. And the entire time that I recite my affirmations every morning, I always press or tap on this point. And the reason that I press or tap on that point is because this is the triple warmer. The gamut point is a really intentional, effective acupressure point that eases resistance. It lowers resistance to new ideas, to change, and to the things that we might want to create in our lives. And when I say my affirmations, because they are goals, because they are truths that I want to incorporate into my being, I want to lower resistance to those ideas as much as possible. And by using that gamut point, by pressing or tapping on that acupressure point, we can kind of up the efficacy and the power of our affirmations tenfold. You are sending a signal to your brain that this is safe, that these affirmations are okay to accept, that we don't have to be resistant to the idea of the truth that are presented in the words that we're going to say. I'm going to repeat my own affirmations now, just as an example of how easy this is to use. So you can see that it really doesn't change the way that I say the words. It's nothing complicated. I'm just pressing or tapping on this point. Again, if you really love my affirmations, like I do, you can feel free to repeat them after me and take some of that benefit in for yourself. I always begin by just taking a few deep breaths and just kind of centering myself, preparing myself for the words that I'm about to say. And again, I'm pressing or tapping here on my gamut point, right between those two little bones. Lowering resistance and preparing my mind to accept the words that I'm going to say as truth. I have the clarity to choose the next steps aligned with my higher path. There is a natural balance and harmony in my life. All of my emotions are met with understanding and love. I trust that all I need is all around me. I am open to receive the gifts of my soul and the universe supporting me. I am living my soul's highest destiny, and I am reminded of my eternal connection to the light. I am clean and clear of all energy that is not mine. I am a light and expansive energy body. I now unite my mind and my heart to guide me through my highest path in life. I am attracting now more joy and creativity to express my soul's desire in any way that inspires me.